Sundarakandam is one of the most important one. Sundarakandam is very, very sort of crest jewel of Ramayana. And anyway, I'm going to talk a little more detail. I thought with this kind of a background, let me get into, first of all, let me talk about the greatness of Sundarakandam. Why people, Sundarakandam has been a very, very important, why people have taken it to their heart, right? So, first of all, let me tell you, Sundarakandam is the most celebrated portion of Ramayana. Okay. Now, I'm not to say the others are not. I'm only saying most celebrated. Every portion of Ramayana is important, but Sundarakandam is most celebrated portion. More importantly, Sundarakandam is the most recited portion of Ramayana. But I would say this is the most recited part, and maybe Srimad Bhagavatam. These two are the most recited part. Whole Ramayana, particularly I would say Sundarakandam. So that is the sort of importance that is being attached to Sundarakandam. It's, as I told you, it's most celebrated and it is most recited portion in Ramayana. Which means if 100 people read the whole Ramayana, my own guess is probably 1,000 or 10,000 people will read Sundarakandam alone, if not the whole Ramayana. So that's what I mean by that. It's such an important part of Ramayana. Now, also, Sundarakandam is the most recommended portion for Parayana. There is a huge, paddhati. There is a certain parampara of reading, of course, Ramayanam. As I told you, even in that, particularly reading Sundarakandam. And people recommend that you read Sundarakandam because, for many issues that we face in life, they say Parihara is read Sundarakandam. For specific benefits to obtain, read Sundarakandam. For peace of mind and bhakti and so on. For everything you read Sundarakandam is what our ancestors, our Sishta Janaha, all the elderly people have been. And this is going time immemorial. This is not a practice which started 50 years back or 100 years back. I think this is this has been a practice for quite some time. That if not anything, we should be able to read the full Itihasas. If not Ramayana, if we are not able to read Ramayana, at least we should be able to read Sundarakandam. And that is been a culture, there has been a practice, and there has been a recommendation. Now the question is why? What is so great about this that people are all asking that you read Sundarakandam and so on? So that is the first issue that we need to resolve for us and understand before we really step into Sundarakanda Sargas. So I want to take a little time talking about these things. So it is inextricably linked to the title of this Kanda. This Kandam is called Sundarakandam. So the question is, what is Sundaram about it? Sundaram means beautiful in Sanskrit. So this is a beautiful Kanda. So the question is, why? What is it? What is beautiful about this? So let me share my thoughts as to why Sundarakandam is beautiful, and maybe why perhaps that is the reason why people ask us to do a Parayana of Sundarakandam. First thing, this is the Kandam in which there is a Mangala Karyam. That's the first thing. If we have been seeing this Ramayana, in fact, ever since Rama and Lakshmana and Sita left Ayodhya, which happened in the 39th Sarga of Ayodhya Kandam. The run is one of more and more challenges, reaching its pinnacle in Janasthana in Aranyakandam, where the lady is lost. And what has happened in this Sundarakandam? The last person is found. Now, this is not a small thing. Please understand, this is not a very casual thing. Don't think it like a story. Just if one of our family member is lost, just imagine that one of our family member is just disappeared. In a city like Bangalore or Chennai, where will I go and find him or her? And I mean, it's a, and by the time, and it's a very hard to describe this. This person is not to be found. Do you go and search in this first crossroad, second crossroad, or do you extend your span of searching? Do you go and tell it to the policeman? Do you publish a news? What are you going to do? More than that, what kind of tension you go through? Think about that. And by God's grace, if you found that person, think about the kind of peace that settles in you. So that is what is happening in this. That is the first thing that we need to understand. A person who was lost, few months back, Rama and Lakshmana have been searching, and they are desperate. And here is where that problem, that last person is found. It's a Mahan Mangala Karya. So if we want some good things to happen, the best thing is to read Sundarakanda, because that is the Sandesha here. That is the message here. That is the Uddesha of this. So with that Shraddha, if we read, we will also have Mangala Karyam done in whatever ways we want. So that is why it is Sundaram. It's such a beautiful thing that the last person has been found. Right? Second, this is the Kandam in Ramayanam, which firmly re-established Dharma. The signs of re-establishing Dharmas are shown here very clearly, because we will see it's not only that Hanuman found Sita Mata, actually he put in the seeds of the might of things that Ravana is going to face. He actually showed a trailer that the Dharma is Yada Yada hi Dharmasya Glanihi Bhavati Tada Abhyuttanam Adharmasya Tada Atmanam Srijamyam, that we see in Gita. That was shown as a trailer. So the process already started. We are going to see there are about 12 sargas in which really, Hanuman goes on a rampage and starts in right earnest the process of re-establishing Dharma. So that is why it is Sundar. Third, also this is the Kandam in which what has happened is it is actually saving someone from the brink of personal disaster. We will see the 26th, 27th Sarga of Sundarakandam. Sita Mata was in the brink of Atmahatya. She found nothing. I mean, the kind of descriptions, I do not know how much time will I have to go. There are many shlokas you have to read. I don't know how much I will be able to do, but the kind of torture that Sita Mata has been going through for so many months, and the way Valmiki describes it, and she almost comes to the edge of her life. She says, let me do Atmahatya because I am the biggest papi. At that point, Hanuman says, gives her that reassurance. What can be more Sundaram than this? At that point in time, Hanuman jumps. We'll see all that as part of this Sundarakandam. So it is the most reassuring part for that person who had lost all the hopes, who thought that is the end. There is absolutely no way that anything is ever going to happen. But Hanuman comes and says no. So it is the most reassuring part of the epic, so to speak. Therefore, it is again Sundaram on account of that. Fourth, this is a sarga which actually brought great relief from mental stress to number of people. That happened only in this kandam. Great relief from mental stress. To whom? First of all, to Sita Mata. Just now I told that she was at the brink of committing suicide. Hanuman comes and then makes the most reassuring part and hugely relieves her mental stress. It's a huge relief of mental stress for Vanaras. Just now we saw in Kishkinda Kanda what happened towards the end. They all wanted to actually, pass unto death. And Hanuman said, I will give relief, mental stress to you. It's a great mental stress to Sugriva and Ruma and Tara. Because why? Because they felt very obliged that the help has to be given. They were very much worried about that part of it. So their stress, mental stress is relieved. And more importantly, this kandam is also the kandam in which the mental stress of Rama and Lakshmana are also relieved. So if we have mental stress, with Shraddha we have to read this Sundarakanda. What happened to them? If you have that faith and if you read it with that faith, it will happen to us also. That's why it is a great relief from mental stress, and that's why that is the most beautiful part here. There is another reason why it is Sundara. That's why it is Sundarakanda. Next, this is that part of Ramayana in which the strength of character of a woman has been so beautifully demonstrated. That is the hallmark of this Sundarakandam, because if you look at again Sargas 19, 20, 21, 23 up to 25 in Sundarakandam, and also later also, the way Sita has responded to situations, the way she handled this huge problem that she has been going through is phenomenal. And a woman with that much of a grit and character is something seen to be believed. Unless you read shloka by shloka, you don't get it. I will get a little sense of it, but the full feeling, if you want, you have to read the shlokas. The Valmiki has so beautifully brought out the mind of, we will see 19th Sarga, for example, in Sundarakandam, where there are about 25 upamas which Valmiki describes to say the status of Sita Mata. And in the 20th Sarga, the way she responds. In 37th Sarga, the way she responded to Hanuman. Beautiful. So again, this is the beautiful part of Ramayana. That's why this kandam ought to be called Sundarakanda. Also, the sixth reason why this is called Sundarakandam, according to me, is you see beautiful things in this kandam. Real beautiful things you will see. And what kind of things? The Ashoka Vanam is so beautiful. I think there is this 14th and 15th Sarga of Sundarakandam. It's 14th Sarga basically, and 15th Sarga also. Such a beautiful description of Ashoka Vanam. So beautiful. Pushpaka Vimanam. It's there is a 8th Sarga and a 9th Sarga where there is a description of Pushpaka Vimanam. Of course, today we will see only a few shlokas, but in the 2nd Sarga, 5th Sarga, 6th Sarga, there is a description of Lanka city. They are all beautiful. So there are beautiful things to see also. Unparalleled. That's what Valmiki says. So therefore, that's also Sundaram about Sundarakandam. And lastly, this Sundarakandam is also beautiful because it displays the greatness of Hanuman. Hanuman comes in full form, full force. We already saw it in the last Sarga of Kishkinda Kandam, but Hanuman will play out in full measure in this Kandam. That's why it is Sundarakandam. Therefore, this is a beautiful, not only beautiful, this is a Kandam in which such things happen. Mangalakaryam, establishing dharma, saving someone, relieved of mental stress, strength of character, so many things dimensions that you see here. No wonder that this is great. This is the one which people are asking us to read. For time immemorial, people are doing it. So since I am saying so much about recitation, I must also tell you what are all the ways to recite this Sundarakanda. So let me spend a little time explaining that. There is so much of emphasis, there is so much of recommendation of recitation. So I have found, I mean, it's quoted in so many Puranas actually. In Matsya Purana, so many places, so many rishis are talking about Ramayanam per se, not just only Sundarakandam. So this has received a great deal of attention and recommendation. Look at here. I have now taken about, I have put a table in which you want to recite Sundarakandam once. In fact, there are methods to recite Sundarakandam 24 times, 12 times, 68 times. I'm not getting into all of them. I am just giving you only Idi Sundarakandam once. So one possibility is you recite all the 68 sargas on a single day. For an experienced reader, it takes about 6.5 hours, 7 hours. 9 hours. I think 7 hours is not enough. 8 to 9 hours you need. So, 4 hours in the morning, 5 hours in the morning, people, if they want, they can do. And you also end with the 131st sarga in Yuddhakandam, which is the Pattabhisheka sarga. So this is one paddhati, if you have to read in one day. If you say, I want to read it in 2 days, then on day 1, sargas 1 to 35, and day 2, sargas 36 to 68, also the Pattabhisheka sarga. That's another paddhati. If people want to read in 3 days, day 1, 1 to 27, day 2, 28 to 40, day 3, 41 to 68, and day 4, day 3, along with that, the Pattabhisheka sarga also. There is a 5-day routine also, 15 sargas in day 1, 12 sargas the following day, and then 11 sargas that following day, and then 6 sargas in day 4, 14 sargas on day 5, also read the Pattabhisheka. Then there is a 8-day paddhati. 8-day paddhati is simple. For the first 7 days, every day you read 9 sargas. So that makes it 7 into 9, 63. Then 5 more sargas are remaining. Read it on the 8th day and also read the Pattabhisheka sarga. But there is only one additional condition. If anybody wants to recite for 8 days, you should start on a Friday and end on a Friday. It will be exactly 8 days. So that is another condition there. If you want to read 9 days, then this is order. I have given those details. Okay. If people want to read for 12 days, then again, first 11 days read only 6 sargas. That makes it 66. 2 more sargas are remaining. So on the last day, do the 2 sargas and certain important sargas in Yuddhakanda. See, sarga 18 and 19 in Yuddhakanda is Vibhishana Sharanagati. Those are those 2 sargas. Sarga 67 is Kumbhakarna Vada. Sarga 91 is Indrajit Vada. And Sarga 111 is Ravanasya Vadam. And 131 is Pattabhisheka. So this is the paddhati. But the most popular of this is that 9 days. I put it in green color for that. The most popular, widely used is 9 days. And also the next most popular is 8 days. So these two are popularly followed by most people. So this is for one round. If you want to do several rounds, there are paddhatis. I am not going.